What is up, guys? It's the Nightwinged Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This is going to be a new show called The Real Esports Season 1, Episode 1. So, kind of just going to run down the format of the new show. I chose these two because I kind of just like their opinions on League. I thought they carried themselves to a very good degree that I personally carry myself to. Their opinions were well thought out on watching the other regions. And also, I had talked to them, obviously, before the show starts about what we want to do for the show. And they were like, okay, cool. I was like, oh, sure. No negotiations? Hey, it's better than my job. It's kind of like, hey, you do this or you have to go or you go home. So other than that, I learned a lot from the previous show, but I did make a lot of mistakes on Rift Insight. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just restart it over, just like I did with the C9 Fancast. And then, obviously, you guys seem to like that show a lot. And then now we have this newer live stream League of Legends podcast where it's just going to be just us three. And then sometimes you will see the other guy I had on. Sometimes it depends on when his work schedule, obviously gets to, eventually, sync up with how the scenes go. But how you guys doing? It's been a while since we've seen Kofta and Trackhawk. What's up, you guys? How you doing?
Great.
Good. Good.
Getting over 2020, reeling from it a little bit, but hey,
Barely.
2021 started off pretty decent.
It's
been a lot. It's been a lot.
Funny thing, it's actually my birthday today, and I got a new job. So, like,
whoa,
best birthday thing that I could possibly have asked for.
True, money is nice, dude.
Yeah, money is nice. Did you know money pays for things?
Pretty fucking nuts.
Happy birthday.
Hot take right there.
What are you, 30 now?
I'd prefer not. It's the fact that it's closer to 30 than 20. It depresses me a lot. So let's just.
You're 26. You're 26 now?
Me, I'm 26.
27. Ooh, I'm turning 26 in March.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, Kofta around here, he's got a lady. See, he's not a nerd like me and Trackhawk are. He's like, I want to go outside and see the sunlight, Hey, sorry.
One day night, I'm just going to remember that I too have a significant other, and I just have a green screen that prevents you from seeing the mess behind me. So,
all right, I'm the only nerd around here.
Yeah.
I'm the only nerd around here. Freaky.
What do we got?
All right.
Number one, take one.
All right. How did you guys feel about League so far? So we had the LPL start, the LCK started, LCS had this lock-in tournament, and the LEC just started this past week.
So majority of my takes were just about the meta. Like, it's very interesting to see where the meta is headed. A lot of teams are adapting in a different way, but it's still the mid jungle is still OP. And you still need to figure out how to play around the two. And for some reason, support seems absolutely broken as a role. Like, they have so much influence on the game, and that's what's been really fun to watch across all the leagues. So seeing supports playmaking supports again, really cool. And I like the engaged style, and I think it makes for more exciting League of Legends. So it's a pretty good meta right now. I still wish they buffed jungle a little bit. We still feel like dogs around here. But
I personally
I'm
just
okay with it.
I personally just can't understand, like, Gnar. Like, why do people pick this garbage champion? Like, yeah. I know Mega Gnar got buffs, but Mini Gnar is still worthless, essentially. I just don't get it.
It's basically Mini Gnar, in theory, if you play him correctly, you can play into matchups like I believe EDG actually played Gnar into Aurelia and Gangplank to relatively good success. Whether that is just a top-cap, hardcore, oh my god, our top laner literally just dumpsters on you. I believe it was, what is it? Chaliz? Is that how you say it? Chalizy? Anyways, Chalizy versus Flander. And yeah. It would just, Gnar. Anyways,
dude, Gnar is just like worthless. Like, I get it. Like, when I watch in the LPL and in the LCK when they do pick it, it does make a lot of sense, But when I see Huni on it, it's like, man, what are you doing?
But that's when we're getting into the fact that Huni is not worth however many $1 million.
I don't understand why they didn't get impact. I thank God they said they didn't get impact, dude.
Factor this in. They were like, Huni, Licorice. All right.
They had impact too.
And impact.
And even impact. It's
Impact
like,
was available.
It's like having Ruffles, Lays, and then some shitty ass Muchos.
What is a mucho?
You don't.
What?
Mucho burrito.
Disgusting. That's
Now I
disgusting
have to look
shit.
this up.
It's like
The Google's
Mucho
going on
or
there.
something. It's like those disgusting
Huh?
chips on this fucking planet. It's in like a brown bag. It's so disgusting.
These Japanese, what the hell?
Bro, they were disgusting as kids. They try to feed. Oh my lord, these are nasty. It's like you have Scarlett Johansson, Gal Gadot.
All right. We get the analogy.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. Hootie straight up showed Bjergsen his season 6 and season 5 highlights, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Hootie finesse Bjergsen. But like I knew he was gonna suck. I know I had people in my comment section saying you don't know anything, you're not an analyst. I was like, okay, dude, go back in your fucking closet and go, use your iPhone your mom pays for. Let the real men talk about league.
Here's a question though. Does Huni suck, or does he just suck in comparison to the rest of the top laners? Because
he doesn't suck. He's just inconsistent as hell to the point where he sucks 80% of the times he's playing.
Because
you make
what I was realizing partway through is that NA's top lane, the every single top laner from every single roster is kind of cracked. Like, I think Revenge and Fake God are about the only ones that I wouldn't say are like absolutely cracked right now. We've got Someday, Fudge, questionable, but still, Solo, fucking just flame horizoning some of the people he gets. Impact, Licorice, Niles. When the fuck did?
What do you mean by?
What
are you comparing with then? Because if you're comparing with other many talents, then yeah, they're all around the same level. If that's what you're saying, in the upper echelon. But
it's fucking crazy. The fact
I don't think that's the case for around the world. Like, if that's what you're saying, I don't think they're nearly as good as Alfari.
No, Alfari I feel like is still a step above, and Impact I kind of almost put on the same. But it's like everyone else is just like fucking nipping at each other's heels, and then there's Huni. And
that's fair. I agree that he's I think he's the second worst top laner.
I'd say third, just because Fake God I feel has been a little more inconsistent, but that could also just be because of who he's playing against.
Yeah,
that's tough to say.
You could put him in the same tier as Fake God and Revenge, but
yeah,
like my issue with the way that top lane is right now is you can't play through it from the standpoint of get the top laner ahead and they will solo carry the game. I don't know why that is, because in the LPL that is a thing. But it doesn't seem like it's a thing in the LEC or the LCS. That's what I'll say.
That's fair. I also think it's on a game-by-game basis, and it's just teams have figured out that it's easier to play through mid lane, or push comes to shove, it's just easier to stack drags. Like, NA's meta just seems to be either you get both Rift Heralds and you take turrets early and accrue a gold lead so substantial the other team can't fuck with you, or you stack drags, force fights.
Yeah, that happened because of Gale Force, by the way. That item has literally changed the meta, because all of a sudden you have ADCs that can do things before they get 3 items. And that's unbelievable. Like, you say thank you, but it's so weird, because all of a sudden ADCs are strong after 1 item, and then also after 3 items. Which means that if you have 3 dragons, by the time you have 3 items as an ADC, the game is over.
Yeah. So
it's very interesting.
Like, I'm so happy I picked Sven for my pick'ems. Like, that's all I'll say on that.
So if I had to choose basically an MVP of the LCS 2021 lock-in, it has to be Sven. That guy's insane.
No, Vulcan. What the fuck, dude?
Sven's actually insane.
Dude, Vulcan's fucking cracked. Like, everyone's riding Core JJ's dick, and 100% Core JJ is fucking God. Cracked as well. Like, I am not by no means saying the Core JJ
supports are kind of broken right now. Not gonna lie, but
Vulcan,
if supports are broken, Vulcan's number 1.
Dude, Vulcan
Luke,
is holy shit.
Okay.
Sorry, I joined late. Hello, everyone.
It's fine.
Hello.
Everyone for the show, generally Blue will be on when we're talking about the LPL and the LCK, because he doesn't really watch LCS. He hates us. He hates this region. He just fucking can't stand it. I can't blame you either, honestly.
Yeah.
Wait, who's your favorite team, Blue?
In what region?
One fan.
LPL.
In LPL, it'd be FPX.
Okay.
FPX.
FPX. Ew, that's gross.
Wait, what do you think of them
this season?
What do you think of them this season? Better or
Well,
worse
I'm
than
not
last
sure.
season?
I've been kind of shocked that top esports and JDG have been performing a lot worse than I initially expected. Like,
I mean,
they dropped like so many games, and T1 getting reverse swept in almost every series is really depressing to watch in LCK.
mhm.
I'm not sure. What's your thoughts?
I'm interested in the FPX jungler TN.
Oh yeah, Tian, he had to leave.
So now they have Bo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So now I'm very interested because essentially the style that Doinby has always played. I don't know how it works with Bo, so I haven't watched the FPX games to be fair, but I'm very interested to see how it works. Because I actually watched Bo, his YouTube translation videos on some of his jungle pathing, and I'm like, yeah, you need your mid laner to be a high pressure mid laner for this to work. And Doinby seems like the type to roam and help the jungler out. So I'm like,
yeah.
this is interesting. How does that work together?
But Doomy's the type of person to take all the jungle CS.
Yeah,
That's
I
accurate.
don't understand. Like, yeah,
We'll see.
That's accurate. I'm just more like, honestly, Edward and Team WE kind of
yeah.
terrifying. It's
EDG look really good, and that's crazy considering people had them like 8th, 9th place coming into the LPL 2021 spring split already. They don't have like 8th or 9th, somewhere between like they could challenge the top end, but not like be able to challenge them consistently because you also have to factor in they don't even play Clearlove right now. Clearlove was supposed to be their starter, but they've been using what's his name, JJ.
Yeah.
So they've looked good. Like the guy from LNG who transferred over this year for EDG, Flandre, he's good. He's a good top laner. Like before, he wasn't that good to me because he could only really play Kennen and Vladimir. He looked like he was just a 2-trick. But other than that, he stepped it up. They look good. Like teams in the LPL make teams in every other region right now look like jokes. Holy crap.
Yeah, true.
Wait, can you explain? So I don't watch the LPL unfortunately because of the timing. I will
okay.
start to watch it, but like, what is the deal with the difference in games right now? Because I see like some people have 5 games played, some people have 4. Is there just like games every single day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 17 teams, and they all have to verse each other once. And because they have about half a month break in a couple days due to Chinese New Year, they got to fit a lot of games in before the MSI. So they're just spamming games every day. I think it's like 2 matches each day.
League every day. Hey, sign me up, man.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's also crazy that Edward Gaming and Team WE have been so fucking dominant. Like, honestly, LPL has always been like a skirmish heavy and like just brawly region. And this year, due to the changes, like there's so much potential for just 100-0 almost anyone. And they are abusing the shit out of that. Like every game, it seems like we're just watching anyone get just one tapped and popped immediately. And it's insane. Their team fights are just, I don't even know how they 200 IQ some of these things. And their macro isn't even that bad either. Like that's the crazy thing. Like at watching LCS and EU LCS, it feels like, you know, there's a heavy focus on macro once the game's kind of stagnant or they're not able to fight over objectives. Honestly, LPL has been like the most fun to watch right now.
Who's the EDG jungler?
Sorry?
Who's the
JJ.
JJ, because Clearlove retired, right? Okay.
Clearlove he actually came back to the team this year, but he hasn't played yet.
Which is weird because, like,
it is weird. He was retired. He came out of retirement.
He was like, all right, gotta save these young kids, and then just going back in.
I've heard rumors that he's mostly acting as positional coach.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of what's going on. Don't quote me on that. That's just like scrolling through rumors day in, day out to try and like get hot takes. But that's something that people have been talking about. For the LCK, it's just been, I agree. Watching T1 reverse sweep, what is it, like 2 or 3 series now? It's been kind of depressing.
It sure is, because the first game looks so beautiful, and then it's like it just all crumbles. It's like, what?
And I don't get why. It's not like
Yeah, that makes
half the
sense.
time the compositions are like almost identical, and
Yeah.
yet they night and day difference. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys, what are you, just like a 1-round wonder? Like, come on.
Mhm.
But they should be in the LCS. Considering it's only best of one.
What did you say, Blue?
Oh, no, they should be in the LCS if it's only going to be the first game they do well in.
They would probably they'd be undefeated right now. Actually,
Yeah.
Like, when I watched their game against KT Rolster, I was like, this looks like not team. Like I don't know, it's making a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes, man. Like I don't know, it's like one guy's doing something, the other guy's like side lane pushing, but it's like, why is my support all alone doing that with the top laner? I would have to just chalk that up to just like beginning of the season,
Players.
make a lot of mistake. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you want
yeah,
to talk
I
about
think
communication issues? Let's talk
Oh, man.
FlyQuest for a second. Like,
Oh my god. We're gonna have our fun talking about NA. We will have our fun with NA because NA, holy shit. But guys, all right, let's do it. All right, so the LEC 2021 spring split just started with their Super Week.
mhm.
All right, how do you guys feel about the LEC so far? Before we talk about teams, just your general thoughts about the LEC so far. Production, games, the teams, and how they've been playing the game. General thoughts. Reckless is very hot. I know, beautiful man.
This is about to be a slaughter for G2. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so fun to watch the LEC, especially watching G2 games because it's just so clean and precise, which is so unlike them. That is not G2. They're supposed to struggle early just to give people false hope and then just ramp it up. But they're just slaughtering, and it's interesting. Rogue, I'm very surprised about, to be honest. I thought that Schalke and Fnatic were going to do a lot better. I thought Fnatic was going to be a lot better in terms of synergistic.
We all did.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
What went wrong with Fnatic?
I will tell you, it's okay. Listen, it's literally 3 games. We have a sample size of 3 games.
He's like, I'll protect my investment. Hey, I'm just going there now.
We're gonna wait. All right, but I think that Niski should work in the right meta. But it's the meta is very against the Doinby Niski style right now. It's all about players like PoE should shine right now. Players like Perkz should shine, which is a matter for another day. But
hello, Oliver. I like your thumbnail actually. The mid laner and top laner of Misfits are really like impressing the fuck out of me from the start. No, you're right. I like Blue and Hear It, right? For Misfits. Yeah, they're actually been playing pretty well so far. I like the new Misfits mid and top laner actually. In terms of Fnatic, might as well get the cat out of the bag right now. Talk about Fnatic. All right, it's looking kind of rough out there right now. But hey, it is the first week of the LEC so far. And to be fair, Fnatic throughout their past generally don't start good when any EU split starts.
Which is why it's weird that G2 is starting off well. I don't like it.
They're like, so there's a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, to be fair, G2 starting out well does kind of equate to their game record so far. So, I mean, they haven't gone up against what I would call a powerhouse team. Honestly, I thought I was in the same kind of Fnatic. I thought Fnatic and Schalke were definitely going to be doing better. But G2 also hasn't faced off against either of those two, and they haven't faced off against Rogues. If my memory serves me correct, they've only gone against SK, XL, and Mad Lions.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And frankly speaking, I had those teams kind of in the lower half of the entire bracket.
Wasn't Australia supposed to be the worst in the region?
Oh, they are.
That's what everyone kept saying. I personally always thought that they were going to be mid-pack. I have way less faith in Mad Lions than I do with Astralis. Like just straight up, man. I watched Mad Lions roster and I was just like, well, there's our 6th place. Okay.
Okay. Because that's the weird narrative, though, is that Arma stole Arome's job, came in, and I'm being honest here, guys, he sucks. He just looks like crap. I'm just gonna point it out there, just get it out, cat at the back. He sucks right now. But like with Fudge, I will give him time to improve. But for right now, he sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with admitting a player sucks when they first start. There's nothing wrong with that. But
I think any type of like judgment for players is going to be super weird this early on in the season, anyways. Like across the league, we're not going to say Perkz sucks, right? We're not going to say Perkz sucks. Like that's not going to happen at some point. Like the guy that won LEC 8 times and went to the semifinals of Worlds by himself and went to the finals twice in a row. He sucks now too. No, like. The issue is like right now, a lot of the issues we're seeing across LEC and LCS seem to be that people haven't figured out how to play the game with their team yet. Like they don't know how to play. They know how to play their champions. They know how to play their lanes. They don't know how to play with the team to figure out how to get all the synergies of their champions working cohesively. And I think some people are focused way too hard on that. And now it reflects in like people's evaluations of players. So like I would say that Fudge and Armut, give them a little bit of time. I am very, very worried about Perkz' laning though. I will say. that shit scares the fuck out of me. That doesn't make any sense.
I was gonna say, so Armut, the only reason he's been picked is because he basic Supermassive won against Mad Lions. Like it's the literal only reason.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, actually.
But in terms of the LEC teams, okay, so you have G2 and Rogue. They started off with 3-0. I mean, people did have Rogue at like 3rd place anyway coming in, so it's like, okay, you expect them to do well.
Actually, kind of follows into the narrative that we were just talking about. The teams that are most comfortable, the teams that are, if my memory serves me correct, Rogue and G2, I believe, are the 2 teams that made like the least number of changes in the offseason.
1 and 2, yeah.
So it stands to reason that they wouldn't really have the ramp up period that all these other teams are going to need to figure it out. If anyone who says that Fnatic, after swapping in Niski, doesn't need a little bit of like adjustment time, it's like, guys.
Yeah.
Versus G2 putting in Reckless. G2's games. Reckless is by far the least comfortable on the team. Like his positioning and the way that he's playing, he is scared half the time. He's just pulling. There was a game that I watched on him with Jin. Consistently, every time a team fight started, he would just get to the back of the team and open up with curtain call. Every single time. Whether that was a call made by his team or anything, I couldn't say for certain. But
that's just a very reckless thing, though.
It is kind of a reckless thing.
I like Dixie Whippo and Hillsang engaging. Curtain call.
I look at it like this. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on him to perform well on G2 now. So maybe he's just kind of, taking it easy. To be fair, he has Caps, Wonder, Mickey X.
He doesn't need to worry too much.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Caps are constructed in a manner that is different.
Individually, he did play fine. Most of G2 played pretty well overall, considering the games that they did play. I was more disappointed in Mad Lions right now, but they do have a new top and a new jungler right now, so they're going to have to get some time to ramp up. How did you guys feel about Team Vitality? I do feel like they're actually a decent team.
I mean, mid-pack, I would say.
Yeah, just a 6th place material team. I put them
a little bit higher. My bottom teams, Australis kind of went in and out. Although honestly, the fact that they at least have a few players who are, okay.
They have an MSI champion in Promise Q.
Yeah, in Promise Q. Let's not go down that one. To be honest, I actually had Astralis, Mad Lions, SK Gaming, and Team Vitality as my bottom 4 teams in varying shades of who was going to be the most shit. Because honestly, I couldn't really say right off the bat who was going to be the worst. SK, they look okay. Like they're bottom of this. They're second or they're either second bottom or actually no. There's 4 teams that are tied for 4th. Like tied at 1 and 2, if my memory is correct.
Yeah.
So, I mean, most teams are.
I just googled Vitality's roster because again, I have not watched any of Vitality's games. Who are these people? What? Who is Comp? Yeah,
Combos are a new. Comp is the ADC. They have Labrov support, Malik Samid,
I don't.
Skins
Malik's
jungle,
I've heard. Yeah, I think
Jigenda. Is that his name? Jigenda. It's a new top laner. Like for it's hard to say. Like for Vitality, what do you say about a team that is winning in the game but can't close them out? You don't call it a bad team because you do get leads though. Like, what do you call that though?
NA.
Oh god! Oh god!
Oh no!
Oh my god! Don't now you've really condemned them. Don't do that! Oh my god!
And I'm gonna start getting hate mail. Okay.
Here comes the hate, man.
Oh god!
They took that part of the whole podcast, clipped that, and just only ran with that. They didn't listen to anything else of the show. Oh my god! He said my EU team sucks. I have to now hate him.
Gets leads and cannot.
I mean, to be fair,
is how it worlds or what?
To be fair, like SK Gaming, the bottom, the bottom of the standing for EU feels really similar to the mid area of NA right now.
he's like okay, I had a hot take, but I'm gonna double down on it and go for it.
No, it's honestly watching Fnatic, watching Mad Lions, and watching the way that they just like pitter around the map and just we have an early game lead but we can't convert it, or worse, we're just going to throw at a dragon fight or a baron fight that we didn't need to. We could have been like going for towers and stuff like that. Watching them do that reminds me heavily of a lot of NA games that I've watched recently. So yeah.
The last team I don't want to touch on is XL. They're just worthless pieces of shit. They're all just bad. This org sucks. Any team they build sucks. I'm not even going down that road.
Hey man, Dan and Patrick, come on. Come on.
All right, I got something for that one. Here you
go. By the way, I do love the fact that their roster is entirely made up of just like the most hilariously bland names of all time.
Okay, credit to Patrick and Torre. They're a solid bot lane. But it's every split now they have Patrick and Torre. They have to carry this team. They always choose a garbage mid laner, a garbage top laner, and they can't convert into playoffs. I mean, that's worse than an A. You might as well play in Oceania at that point. Sorry, Blue. Oh my god. We're going to demote these guys to Turkey. Like Alpha was saying, if they play back, they're going to demote them to Turkey. I was like, what? But in terms of Misfits, I liked Blue, not Blue, I'll say Blue. Vitho and Hear It. They looked really promising. Kabe looked like he was playing more aggressive in lane, which is a good thing. And then you also have SK Gaming. The problem with them, it's not that they're bad. I'm just making a joke. It's just like Treats is not like Treats was really holding them back this week. If you go back and watch the games, Treats was really holding them back.
And especially in this meta, we've touched on it before, where supports are
really you have to be like impressive.
Supports are able to 1v9 just straight up.
If you go back and watch the SK Gaming games, Treats is the reason why they're losing. He has TSM syndrome. Hey, I can't play aggressive now, so it's like, hey, I don't know what to do, man. Biofrost, he was my teacher, and he taught me to play like a bitch in lane.
Oh no! He brought back the NA sickness, and it's infecting you.
There you go. Mickey X is next on the chopping
block.
There
we go. TSM is carrying NA. TSM is carrying NA. It's the long con. They're training their players and then exporting them to EU.
You're right. Treats, Kabe, suited.
Exactly, dude.
Hey, to be fair, Kabe did not play aggressive.
Groom them in TSM and then send them out.
Exactly.
Send them out the airlock.
Treats and Kabe kind of sus.
We import new talent here. They import TSM talent there. Let's go.
For Astralis, Astralis did look kind of bad. I'm not going to lie. Zanzara looked pretty solid. Other than that, White Knight looked like they have okay players per se. But it's like, I don't know. You can tell it in their gameplay it's bad. Like, they're over here, like, there was a certain corridor they were trying to go
macro. Their macro is pretty shit. And some of their, like, positioning is questionable. But unfortunately, I have yet to see, like, outside of top 3 teams from any region, I have yet to see any team not display positioning problems. Because with the new item changes, Places that you thought were safe are not even remotely, and we still see it. The number of times that I've seen a Hecarim or a Nidalee jump forward thinking, oh man, it's okay, I can get out of this, or Lilia is probably the worst for this, and they just get fucking nuked out of nowhere because a Jhin with Gale Force or Kai'Sa with Gale Force was just like a few pixels in the dark, and they just dash forward and are able to just 100-0 them immediately with very little turnaround. Like, I feel like the bottom teams are just still not used to the positioning, and they understand that the higher tier teams who do understand positioning a little bit better will abuse the shit out of it. And so they end up just playing a little bit scared, and it looks awkward, but I promise you, they are just literally in the back of their head going, okay, we have to watch for this. They can dash from anywhere. They can literally just pop over the corner and fuck us up. So we have to we have to be a little careful, guys. Okay. Shit, we're fucked. That's what it feels like.
Like it's a very team fight meta. That's where I think you're leaning towards, and I agree 100%. Like, it seems like this is the meta where if you're really good mechanically and really good at playing with your team, you're going to come out on top 9 out of 10 times. It's not very much let's 1-3-1, let's play the side lanes, and no, everyone just gangbanging each other all over the place. And this is the thing, if it's also happening in the LCK, which it is. So it's a very much a team fight meta everywhere.
All right, and the last team to focus on for the LEC 2021 Spring Split Week 1 was Rogue. Rogue looked really good to me. They played out their compositions perfectly well as they set them up. Do want to kind of give leeway because like some teams like Rogue in every like sports league start this way. It's a team you expect to do well. They do well, but at some point they kind of fall apart. But for right now, they look pretty solid overall. Otawamne proving that he's an upgrade over Finn, and you have the new rookie support Trimby. I'm not going to say he's an upgrade over Vander just yet because that's a stretch. But overall, they look solid. It's just more or less so. I do think Fnatic can bounce back. C9, when they first had Niski, they went through some troubles, but then later on it started ramping up. I still believe in my boy Niski. Selfmade said that we could have gotten an EU mid, but we imported a player from NA.
Wait, did he really say that?
He really said that.
What the fuck?
Oh my god!
It's a joke, right? I would assume.
Yeah.
I feel like people are really sleeping on Hansama and Inspired. Like
they're good players.
They are good players, and so on this team, I think realistically, Trimby is probably the only like maybe pressure point. Otherwise, it's a half decent roster. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like the power play that Fnatic or G2 kind of represent, but it's definitely up there. Definitely at least even in my mind with Schalke, even when they start to get their shit together.
It even shows that they're at least trying to build a competitive roster to at least take down G2 and Fnatic. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I see the improvement every split. I'm like, Rogue could eventually maybe start challenging to win some splits, actually.
Yeah. Is G2 still going to smash? Yeah.
sorry to say, the movie, you already seen the end of the movie. G2 gets the girl, he gets rich, he gets the superpowers. Sorry, Rogue.
The only way I see G2 losing is if Fnatic just absolutely comes online. And the meta shifts ever so slightly to favor Niski versus Caps. Because I would say Niski's style and mid-jungle synergy, I do feel in the right meta can overcome Caps and Yankos is just what the fuck levels of mechanical proficient. Those two are just, it's disgusting. But if they get a meta where Niski and Selfmade are a little bit more favored, I think we could see the tables change. But that's a big if. That is
they still have Wonder, dude. No, I disagree. I think there's no meta, even if it was like the perfect.
You think
like
Weapon
meta?
Wonder?
I think Wonder diff at top, unless Bwipo somehow gets out of
he played really bad. Spoiler, he played really bad.
I'm saying Bwipo has always had a mental block against Wonder, and all the G2 versus Fnatic games, it's always been a Wonder diff. So I just don't see how, even if they get the perfect mid jungle synergy going, like how do you win both the side lanes with the side lanes that G2 has? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how they could possibly win late game because G2 has a better ADC and they have a better
The game's not
laning
playing
phase.
that long though. Like that's the thing. So I don't know. I like to at least give Fnatic and potentially Rogue. I can't make the argument for because Rogue is arguably just a downgrade version of G2 in every single position. So there's no real theoretical way for me to be like, oh well, maybe if things go in their favor, they might be able to. It's never going to happen. G2 would literally have to just fucking troll for Rogues to take a game off of them. Like it would just have to be like Caps being like, hey, lol, let's go Yone top with and then he just cycles.
Who in your opinion is the best support?
Sorry, the what?
Who in your opinion is the best support in EU?
Between Still Hill saying Mickey X and Vander to me.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Mad Lion support too.
Yeah.
Chaser.
Okay, and who in your opinion is the best ADC?
Honestly, Upset has better mechanics than Reckless. It's just that I don't know what really ever gets into Upset. Like you can see he has the carry potential. Reckless is just a more complete player though. Like
I agree. I agree that on traditional ADCs, Upset is slightly better, but I think that Reckless can play more things and has
way more flexible and can play.
So even if in my opinion, the bot lane of G2 is the only one you're allowed to like question and say isn't. Jungler Selfmade is number 1, but Jankos is obviously number 2.
Yeah,
the top and mid of G2 is just so many leagues above everyone else. Like, I don't think there's someone else, now that Afari's gone, in Wonder's category, even. Like, Bwipo is a solid tier and a half below
Otawamne?
Wonder.
Oh,
no, sorry. I don't think... Of Wonder? Otawamne and Wonder are not on the same league. I think that's the diff there. And it's like, this guy can play carries better than everyone. This guy can play tanks better than everyone. This guy plays the jungler better than everyone. This guy has a better mid than everyone. Like I don't know.
It's not an easy thing to try and again. I talked about this at one point where I was like, yeah, G2's literally just the ceiling of EU, and nobody's getting past it right now. Okay, so in the perfect world, Upset and Hill is saying smash Reckless and Mickey X. It's not guaranteed, but in a perfect world, maybe. If Niski and Selfmade are able to overcome Jankos and Caps' mid-jungle synergy, like if Niski Selfmade pull a fucking, I don't know, Blabber Niski level of synergy and just smurf all over the two of them, and I'm not sure if Wonder can carry that. That's basically it. In a 1v5, Wonder is amazing. Like, no question else.
How does that happen? How does that happen against Caps, dude? You want Niski to smart on Caps for that to happen?
You have to double it up. Selfmade and Niski have to basically combine powers to shit on Caps.
But what's Jankos doing? Just fapping in a bush?
You know what? Jankos, maybe it's an off day, man.
I guess. I'm just assuming that Jankos is just fapping in a bush bot lane, just waiting for them to engage this whole time. That's the only.
Oh my god! What's up, K4 Polo? What's up, dude? Rogue looks strong. Trimby looks great. Oliver says, "Dude, Niski and Selfmade aren't better than Inspired and Larson."
Not right now, like
per se.
But
I believe in my boy Niski. He will.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah.
Like.
I believe that they will eventually become a second place team.
I believe in them. He's saying that to go down on the power rankings of having Fnatic second.
Yeah,
doubling down, guys.
You don't get.
I believe in their ability to be a second place team. That's
suck. It's so hard to disagree because G2 is just so fucking OP.
But he has a point though. Like Larson is better than Niski. It's like. In EU, you need a better mid laner to do well, though. As proven throughout their history, having a good mid laner.
Really
No, wait. But Larson versus Caps, here's the difference I'd make. Larson is obviously better at laning in every way compared to Niski, but Niski is better at enabling his jungler compared to Larson.
Yeah.
Caps is literally better at Niski at literally everything.
It's just a gap.
Yeah.
What?
I would say that for Larson, it's like there is a meta where jungle is OP that Niski could enable self-made to carry the game.
Yeah.
Harder than Larson could.
If we'll ever see that, this meta is a question. All right. Yeah.
All right. But now let's talk about the best region on this planet, LCS.
Oh yeah, dude.
All right,
Hell yeah. Let's talk about my boy Armao, dude. Is that what they call him? Back from the dead, just to die again.
So the LCS 2021 walk-in tournament kicks off this month. We had the group stage, was just concluded, and we just had the quarterfinals, which had the best of threes. It was kind of nice seeing best of threes in the LCS again. It was kind of cool seeing that, seeing this team getting wiped off the face of the map in the first 2 games. Second day was way worse than the first day. And then now, moving on towards this week, we're going to have the semifinals. But for just the group stage, how did you guys feel about that?
I thought it was really cool. I love the tournament format for spring. I think that it gives meaning to games that it literally don't actually have meaning because there's no world points. And it allows us to see like teams with very little practice operate in like a
right, there you go, dude. Now you understand.
LOL. Hard XD on that one.
No.
It's like Africa, LCS, then everybody else. There you go. Someone said Africa needs a competitive reach to compete with the LCS. I'm like, YouTube chat it, you're not shit. Whoever said that, you're terrible. Oh my god.
That's funny.
I'll say LCS's production, like,
really improved.
I think the production has substantially improved. I still think EU's doing it better. The fact that they actually have live player cameras and they're, getting more footage than just, game and casters is definitely a step up above NA. But at the same time, it takes time and a lot of planning to get that stuff. And frankly, given the situation, I don't entirely blame them for not taking more precautions. Given, EU versus NA in the COVID games, I can kind of understand why they've been doing that.
I still don't personally watch the LCS like mainstream. I still watch like co-streams when I watch the games. Like I've really been enjoying both Double Lift as well as I Will Dominate's co-streams, and I think that flavor to LCS broadcast is really fucking nice. I hope that they do not get rid of it because that's something that LCS would do somehow at some point. But yeah, I
like
really
I Will Dominate's takes. I find Double Lift is
very biased, but it's okay.
Very biased, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like it's not to my taste. I prefer Dominate's a little more. How to say?
I think Double Lift overreacts to certain things, but I think that's to be expected considering he's literally on TSM. So he's biased towards TSM. That makes sense.
All right. Yeah. So let's start at the teams who are out. So let's start with CLG. Holy moly!
I told you so. That's what I'll say about CLG before this fucking season started.
To be fair,
they don't have Finn. Whatever, dude. Like, his Finn's gonna fucking save the day. Let's go.
Dude, Finn and Broxa are gonna make CLG the best team in the LCS. Let's go.
I never believed it, and I never will.
All right. Anybody that told me when we were doing power rankings, Siligo and Fate God suck. They're terrible.
Wasn't I the one that told you they're both fucking Chads, dude? I was like, why
fucking suck. What crack are you on? Holy.
No, but that's what I was trying to say. Like, didn't I tell you that? And then they ended up becoming just the most mediocre players right now. And it's confusing the hell out of me because Fate God was actually so good in Academy. And it did not translate at all. And Fudge, very good in Academy, is not currently translating at all at the LCS. I'm very, very surprised at how the season was starting for both these two players, and I'm expecting them to get a lot better. So because there have been players that have come up from Academy that are doing really well. Like the entire C9 Academy squad, they're doing pretty fucking well, dude. It's just they're missing the final piece to put that entire puzzle together. But again, I expect them to do a lot better.
Like, we can't really judge Immortals guys who are watching this later on after the VOD goes up because they really just had a bunch of subs. I would just feel generally unfair if I did that. But Keith is trash, and Joey is also not good. So take that for what it is.
No, you do not get to shit on my boy Joey.
Joey Wheeler? Joey Wheeler, I don't shit on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you never know, dude. You never know.
All right, I'm glad
to be fair, in Joey's defense, I'm just joking, guys. In Joey's defense, he did have a bunch of he played with Keith as an ADC. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. That's how I see it. Personally, I think Revenge played good overall. Potluck, it's like they have the most weirdest positions where they can't really thrive. Like support has to be good. Potluck would have to have been popping off. Revenge would have to been like basically as good as Alfari or Someday. It's like it wasn't gonna happen. Like they had subs, bad chemistry right now, but that's why you have this tournament for it, to figure out all these different things. But to be fair, these guys most likely won't be playing when the split starts. They have subs right now because of visa issues. That's why it's really hard to kind of judge them. I think Insanity and Pretty looked good overall. They had some good players. They had some good plays. They didn't just roll over and die, which is a good thing. Like CLG, when you see Griffin at the end of the TSM game flashing it into the Dragon Pit and dying. You know, at that point, just unplug your keyboard, wrap it up, throw it outside, go work at Burger King, because this isn't for you.
I mean, to be fair, the only team that we really saw just roll over and die was CLG. The other teams, at the very least, they were fighting out
of split compared to last.
Yeah, so much better.
Yeah,
I am really kind of sad that Dignitas isn't doing as well as I was hoping. I know people shit on Afromu, but honestly,
how can you blame him?
Illegal, Fake God, and Neo, I honestly thought they would be able to do a little bit more. But I guess that's more saying something about the competitiveness of this. Of the rosters that we're currently looking at. I
honestly think they need to keep all three of those players and switch their jungler. Personally, I think Dardoch has been playing well. He's not the right person to be on a team full of rookies like that.
Yeah,
I do need like a Medio style player.
Yeah. Oh God, Blue, are you watching porn?
Sorry, someone's immediately ear rape on Discord.
Nice.
But
one of them is going to pop off. I still think you have to commit to them. I think that they are the future of Dignitas. One of them is. At least one of the three will succeed. You just need to
believe.
You need to double down at this point.
Yeah, you do.
Believe.
In terms of Dignitas, Afro and Dardoch were their best players, but it's like, I don't get why people are shitting on Afro so hard. Like, he's trying. Like, I respect someone who's trying rather than someone who just gives up. Dardoch, he's also trying, but it's like he's in the jungle position and he's interacting with rookies, like he said, which makes it like...
Dude, no. That Nidalee game from Dardoch...
Oh my God, that was so bad. That was so bad. I agree with that. Oh my, he speared the dragon to me. Oh my God, he's so bad.
And he's literally... There are two games where I'm just watching him. He's not playing to win, dude. He's playing for KDA. Like, this guy is literally playing as if... I do not want to die, but you have to be engaged in the fight. You're the main carry right now. You're the most ahead on your team. If the support goes in, you have to hard commit and go in with him. But he's just like spearing over long range, waiting for everyone to get low. I'm like,
a dragon fight. Oh my God!
You're not actually trying to win.
He speared the dragon, so he couldn't. Oh my God! And this figure came and stole it.
Big yikes.
It was big yikes. But honestly, like. Yeah, if they got a more aggressive jungler in there, like honestly, if Dignitas had a jungler like, I don't know, Spica or Closer, because they've been a lot more aggressive.
Okay.
I feel like
let's just give them the best jungler in the league, real quick. If only they had the best jungler in the league.
Not Closer, but I don't know. Just anyone who's maybe Iconic. Iconic's been pretty Chad. Just any of those like, Chad junglers. They would definitely be doing, I feel, a lot better. Team that's doing way better than I initially gave them any credit for being able to pull off. Evil Geniuses. You look at their lineup and you're like, yeah, of course they're doing well. I did not expect them to gel that well.
Didn't we have them ranked 4 or 5?
Yeah, but
We
not.
I had him at
not
4.
off.
I had him at 4. I think who had him at the highest? I had him at the highest. I had him at 4.
I had them at,
No, I definitely didn't have them at 4 because I
four.
had 100 Thieves and TSM both higher, but I'm pretty sure they were 5 for me.
I had Cloud9, Team Liquid, 100
Yeah.
Thieves, EG, and TSM. I just like I'm being honest.
I
here,
had TSM
people-
way
people
farther.
hated- People like were mad. I was like, guys, this is just they're just not that good. The roster just looks not that good. Like
I
I mean,
don't remember. I don't remember what I ranked them, but I know that they were on the same level as TSM for me in the beginning. They were way better. They're way better than TSM right now.
No, I think I had them. I had Cloud9, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, and Evil Geniuses as my top 4 because I have zero faith in TSM.
You had 100 Thieves over TL?
No, not in that order.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
sorry. If my
Close.
order was
This is
correct, I believe I had.
I was like, if you knew that this was gonna work before it happened, you're a fucking
No.
You're
bot.
actually a genius.
no, I had.
That's the
I
big
had
surprise for me, for
Cloud9.
sure.
I had Cloud9, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, and Evil Geniuses. Just because, honestly, 100 Thieves roster is fucking terrifying outside of DeMonte versus Evil
No,
Geniuses.
come on, it's so perfect, dude. Tanner time with the closers, like
I thought
the synergy they needed the whole time.
I did not expect that, honestly.
Before we get
I
to
thought
the
they were,
teams,
yeah.
let's get to the this is the bottom ones. We can knock those out before we get
Okay.
to the
Yeah,
matches for the quarterfinals.
Golden
we have
Guardians
Golden Guardians.
Yeah.
Golden Guardians impressed me. I was
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised. I can't. I mean, they look solid. Other than their mid laner, who was it?
I
Blaze
didn't have
Blaze
them
Olive. That
bottom
guy
for-
sucks. That guy sucks.
I didn't have the bottom for a
He's
reason.
been- Yeah.
Uh,
He's needed a shot in the LCS for a while though. Like he
Yeah,
has
that's
been,
true. Yeah.
so
Blaze
it's
Olive.
good.
Other than him, he kind of sucked. But
Yeah,
like Niles,
honestly,
like
kind of huge props to that org because they had to blow up their roster at the last
Mhm.
second. They had to put together a roster with like I think a week to spare,
Yeah.
and they did a good job. I love this.
Yep.
This, yeah, I love the spring split because it has so many rookies that we've never seen before, so many new faces, and a lot of them performed. A lot of them fell on their face, and that's exactly what spring split should be about. I'm
Yeah,
glad that everyone's experimenting.
No, Golden Guardians. Dale White.
Yeah,
Now, newbie, it's hard to say like how you judge him right now. I want to give him
No.
a few more games. Give a few more games. I think that there's something there with him, but he's playing with Stixay. Shit happens. Like in life, they deal you the bad cards in life. He's got dealt the bad card in life right now in the LCS. But for Niles and Iconic, I like them actually, and I also like that Golden Guardians in one of their games took Quinn top lane because it at least shows they're at least trying to switch it up in the drafting phase, throw counter picks out there, even though they might not work. I actually liked what Golden Guardians pulled off. They just need a better mid laner, and I think they'll do a lot more better, honestly.
To be honest, I don't even think their mid laner was the pro. Like, okay, just straight up, their games versus Evil Geniuses. I appreciate what they tried to do.
Yeah.
But you put Niles against Impact and you didn't ban Renekton. Just
Take it away.
so
my God.
I wanted to slap them. I was like, guys, literally anything else, and you might throw a wrench into their. Anyways, that's just
everyone's pick bans early on, like especially the first 2 weeks were so off, and then they all just became corrected like instantly. Third week, it's like okay, Kai'Sa's OP. First pick Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
All right. Renekton's OP. Renekton. People figured it out.
Golden Guard. Now we have FlyQuest. Okay, so FlyQuest to me, I remember this org in the LCS called Evil Geniuses taking Cloud9 players and failing with them in 2020. And now FlyQuest take Cloud9 players in 2021. And it's looking kind of rough right now. Just saying. It's a trend here.
I'm going to say something, though. FlyQuest is entirely just communication issues. Like, just entirely. That is the
laning is fine, dude. Laning is completely fine.
Laning's fine. They've got players that honestly, Jose, I thought it was. I honestly did not think he was going to make that much of a difference, but he just
Jose Diodo.
Jose Diodo. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
Like the chat makes it seem like he's the best jungler on this planet. He's a good jungler overall. He's not like insane. I don't know where people get this. Like he's insane. He's a good jungler. He's better than the other guy.
It's kind of a joke. There's a.
You just can't. Yeah, it's like without Broxa, what Team Liquid was. It's the same thing. You can't really judge a team without their starting jungler, especially because that's the most important person in the early game. Mm-hmm. Unless they're CLG, you can still judge them. They're fine.
CLG and a punching bag. Yeah.
Oh my God. So for FlyQuest, to me, like they need to double down on a playstyle. Personally, it looks like that they're trying to put Licorice in carry positions, but you're giving him Ornn in some games. If he's going to be your star carry, then he shouldn't really be on Ornn. That's to me personally. And then you later on, like you're trying to play towards Palafox, it just feels like they don't really have a consistent playstyle yet. But I can see where it's coming all together. Diamond looks pretty solid. There's some games where he does kind of run it down, but then again, these are some of these players' first time actually in the LCS. Yeah. So it's bare minimum. They're going to make some mistakes. So for Johnson, I think he looks solid. Like they don't have a bad team though.
They don't. That's just it. They don't have a bad team. They just have really shit communication. Like there was a moment where I saw Licorice starting the dragon and he was just collapsed on. And I was just like, guys, they cut through fucking mid lane. There was no reason for Licorice to not be able to get out of that situation, but there was just no communication. So it's very clear to me that FlyQuest have a team that can at least be competitive, but they're gonna need some work.
Like in terms of Licorice and his carry potential, it's gonna be hard because like him and Jose Deodo are gonna have to develop synergy. Palafox, it's reasonable to say he's worse than Damonte right now, and it's like, how strong is he going to be? And you also have the bot lane, which is, it's not like they're inconsistent per se. It's just like they have weird, underwhelming parts. The drafting phase is really weird, and then they don't have a play style right now. So a lot of question marks, but I can see in the distant future where it potentially works out. That's me hoping, because I have him at sixth place anyway, so it doesn't really matter, honestly. His team could fail for all I give a fuck.
I think they could. I think their ceiling is better than TSM.
Yeah. Is that saying much, bro?
No, I'm saying like if their players all click, they will be better than TSM. I think it's saying a lot considering TSM has an insane salary check on their
This guy just wants to go to TSM. Let's go to TSM. Because he's like, he's been nudging at TSM the whole time. He just wants to rip into them. So
dude.
Ripped into TSM. Just tear him open.
All right, I'm only going to rip into one player, dude. Like, and the rest of the team is completely understandable. Lost obviously is getting ADC diffed every game, but like their starting ADC quit out of a bitch fit he threw because he thought he wasn't getting the right support. So like they had to go with Lost. That's completely understandable. Signing Sword Art, they did an outstanding job. Yeah, he's not the peak support he once was, but he's still a top 3 support at NA. Without a doubt, and they have a solid support. They have a solid mid laner. Power Reveal is the closest thing to Bjergsen you're going to get. So they downgraded, but they did a good job replacing. Speak Up played well at Worlds. It makes sense to keep him, to try him out for another year. Why the fuck did you draft Huni when you had Licorice and Impact as options? Will never. It's baffling to me. And this man is single-handedly keeping TSM from ever being able to run deep in a tournament, in my opinion. He's too inconsistent. He's way too inconsistent.
Okay, I'm gonna take this a step further, because honestly, I didn't have faith with TSM from the start, and Huni was just the starting point for me. Huni, yeah.
You think if Double Lift is on this roster?
I think if Double Lift is on this roster, they would be doing a fuck ton better than they are right now.
That's what I mean.
Huni is like the tip of the iceberg with their problems. Spica and Power Evil are like their core. If anyone can possibly carry, it is the two of them.
Oh, I think the core of the problem. I'm like, what? Dude,
no.
The only reason why they win.
They are the only reason they are winning.
Yeah.
But again, we're seeing the exact same fucking thing that TSM does every single time. You draft a world-class support with world-class macro and shot calling available to you.
I love it.
You don't fucking listen to them.
It's so great.
Ever.
I love it.
And it just...
You even saw in the TSM Legends episode, the new for the new season, he's saying all the right things. Sword Art, props to you, man. You're saying all the right things. He's like, literally, I'm coming to flank, etc., etc. They're like, huh? Wait, no, we should do Baron. What are you doing?
NA doesn't know what to do.
Oh. Yeah,
like Sword Art's like, guys, I have the perfect flank position. We can fuck them. Let's do it. We can win, and then we can do Baron. Power View and Speaker's like, no, let's do Baron. your brains, they're not working. It's
okay.
actually not working.
And I'm going to take this even one more step further.
This guy literally went to the finals of Worlds, and I know more than him.
I know more. Speaking of 0-6 in his group stage, I know more than you do.
I'm going to take this even further. Even though Speak and Power of Evil are like the core reasons for these wins, if TSM ever wants to actually start progressing as a team, Huni and Sword Art actually need to be listened to. In the Legend episodes, they are making the right fucking calls.
Sword Art and Huni really are.
Huni?
Yeah, Huni is legitimately a feast or fire person, whatever.
Yeah, he's the type that says he's like the doctor you go to that says you should eat vegetables and fruits, and then you see him on right outside smoking like a doobie, just giant 100%. Like he will say the right things, sure, dude. This guy, all of his actions in lane tilt the fuck out of me. His Gnar games, where his entire team is coming to help him. And this dude is just engaging 10 seconds too early. I'm like, this is the type of shit in my games I report right away.
If you watch Sword Art is also ready. It is not the two of them. It's the rest of the team that's fucking lagging.
No, but Sword Art actually preaches what he teaches. Like, Sword Art is actually playing pretty well. Like
I'm telling you, if the rest of the team listened to when Huni and Sword Art called for engages and like followed them,
but how does that prevent Huni from inting in lane?
Oh no, Huni inting in lane is just
a given.
It is a given. It is the tip of the iceberg.
So
what I'm saying is like,
how do you expect them to ever win if you just
because
I enter and win?
Because I expect honestly. The entire team, if they were actually following their team fight, could be fucking cracked. It's mostly for me just a.
You know that some kind of TSM fan is listening, and you know that this is all going to go onto a TSM subreddit. No, honestly, and everyone's going to be like,
"I had don't even try.
Talking about.
Don't even try because TSM. I had TSM rated lower than fucking EG at the start of the season. So don't tell me.
Yeah, so you're doubling down on Huni. I like it. Smart, big brain.
But no, my entire thing is I think that the entire team is flawed in so many ways other than Huni just inting in lane. There are so many problems with this team that goes outside of that when people are like, oh, Huni's the problem, I'm like, guys, that is the tip of the fucking iceberg.
He's like the camel. What's that saying? Camel.
I agree.
He's the straw.
Yeah, he's actually he's a straw. He's like, man, I see so many more issues in TSM. But
okay, if you wanna talk about an iceberg, let's use that analogy. Okay, yes, Huni might be the tip of the iceberg, but this iceberg happens to be so fucking colossally massive that no one's going to bother looking underneath because the tip is just so gargantuan. Okay, it's just a fucking Himalayan mountain. That's what the tip is.
Like, I'll agree with you there.
So you can't even start to look at the other issues until you address the fact that you're going 0-3 in lane in a winning matchup.
Yeah,
randomly, and the same thing happens with Lost. I feel bad for the guy, but he's just not cut out for the LCS, man. Like he's not there.
He's not cut out for this team.
This TSM
right. I disagree. I think he has a phenomenal support. He just doesn't know how. Like if it was his choice to draft Xayah in that game, it says all that I need to know. Like you cannot draft Xayah.
That's actually a good point.
Like
don't know.
He's drafting champions where he feels as though he's not going to int. Okay, I don't know if the team is putting him on those champions. If they are, then okay, then fine. It's Bjergsen's fault for drafting the champion. But you cannot have Xayah. Let me just finish making this one.
Yeah.
You can't make the Xayah the pick there and then draft Leona. Because the entire point is you need to commit to one style of play. If you want to fully engage on someone, then go Xayah or Rakan or something that isn't like it has to fully synergize. What they're trying to do is play the old FlyQuest style, where they have Power of Evil, leeching resources from both the jungler and the support is like Ignar, who's constantly roaming mid. if they want to have support be a constantly roaming person, you need to be able to shove the lane. Xayah shoves the lane really fast once she's ahead. How does Xayah get ahead? What is the win con there? It doesn't make any sense. You can't have Xayah ever get ahead in that comp situation. And that's like my biggest point with TSM is that they keep playing to these styles half-heartedly. Like they'll say, okay, this is the style we're playing to, but not everyone is on board with it. This guy needs a crutch. This guy needs a band-aids also. This guy is Hooney. And it's like
and all of us need to drink before watching the games.
Yeah, so like you have to all commit to that style, like in order to make it work. And that's when you start to see improvement when everyone is on the same page. They're so far away from that, and I don't think they're ever going to get there as long as they have this tip of the iceberg in the top lane. That's what I'll say.
No, that's fair. That's
for
fair.
me and TSM, like a lot of their core issues came out, especially in the group stage and in the quarterfinals. Because when you have, so do we have to go down the quarterfinals matchup? So as you guys already know, as per the group stage is over, TSM faced off against Cloud9 in the second matchup of day one. And like, if you're gonna be a Power of Evil team, then be a Power of Evil team, though. Yeah. I don't get why like you're trying to be a Hooney team, trying to be a Power of Evil team. Spica's trying to lead the team. Focus on one thing.
To be fair, that is what they tried to do in the quarterfinals. They tried to be a Power of Evil team with everyone roaming mid all the time. And it worked game one. He smurfed on Lucian. But the issue is they are just getting so hard top and bot diffed.
My thing is, dude, is like that game against where people said it was a close series. You're blind. That was not a close series. Cloud9 literally stuffed them in game 3. The problem why it looked like it was close from a viewer point of view was that, well, Blabber just forgot how to smite. It is what it is. And then you have Power of Evil stealing a Baron with a Azir soldier. So I do give credit to TSM there. They did sneak a Baron when they were losing. It worked. Power of Evil stole a Baron, but Power of Evil also lost in the game too because people go back and watch that game. He is too far ahead when trying to kill Kindred. Then he's too far ahead. Now he's going to die. And then Vulcan comes through and headbutt pulverizes the whole team. And it was basically the whole game. You could see Vulcan just smurfing. Zen was literally alone with Loss and gapped him that hard. That's not even a gap. That's like get a new ADC at this point, man. Hey, you see a new ADC? Come on, like
yeah. The Loss is just not working out. I would say that I still think that Power Evil played pretty well.
I think it too. Yeah, I think he actually played well.
I think that he was mid-diffing Perkz every single game actually.
Hooney did one good thing though. Hooney had the Gragas cast that did knock away Blabber for the first. Steal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like literally put both of these top laners on Gragas because right now they're both suffering from the same issue. Fudge less so than Hooney, but they're both suffering from the identity crisis that they're carry top laners and they seem to be playing champions to carry their top like Nara and Aatrox, for example. But their small leads are not enough to translate into the team fights. They're not able to actually shine in team fights, and that's all that matters right now. So you just draft a top laner that can team fight. Like I think that's the solution for both of these teams.
The quarterfinals matchup between them became who can play Gragas better.
Yeah,
I was like, really? That's what we did.
Camille Gragas. Don't play Aatrox. Don't play Fiora. Don't play Gnar. Like just play fucking team fight top laners right now. I think that's.
I will say this. C9. TSM game 1, you guys talk about how like Power of Evil like just hard carried on Lucian. If my memory serves me correct, he was only 3-1 on Lucian. He did well in the laning phase, but the majority of their kills after the fact came from Hooney's Gragas because he was like 3-1.
Yeah, but the kills don't matter. Rewatch every single team fight. It was literally everyone was focused on Power of Evil. The team fights that C9 won, they actually got to Power of Evil, and even through the Gale Force and Flashes.
I'll rewatch it to see if it's hard carry by Lucian.
There was a team fight basically that swung the game in TSM's favor. The first one that they won, which everyone focused Loss. Loss died instantly, and PoE carried the rest of that fight. And then right after that, I don't know who got the kills, but he carried the fight. Like Lucian was popping off. After that, everyone started focusing Lucian. They just ignored Loss. Like pretended that the champion that I think he was playing Jhin.
He was playing Jhin, which is basically the exact same thing as
exactly. They just pretended he didn't exist. Everyone just pile drived the the Lucian, and once he was dead, they won the fight. The rest of the fight was completely free.
All right, I'll rewatch it and see what you guys are talking about.
Just one more point. The fourth fight, the most key fight, they didn't get to the Lucian because this motherfucker dashed, gale forced, flashed away from a Hecarimalt. How do you dodge Hecarimalt, dude? Like, what? This dude managed to literally extend the length of the entire Hecarimalt. It was insane.
I like how Twitch chat and YouTube chat turned into, oh my god, TSM's 80 carry is so lost against Vin.
Yeah.
But the quarterfinal matchup became, okay, so let's talk about Fudge. Okay, so guys, there's nothing wrong with admitting he's not good right now. I don't get why people do that. There's nothing wrong with admitting he's not good right now, but you can say he can improve later on. People go like, well, he's not playing that bad, but he's just making a lot of mistakes and he's dying a lot. It's like, whoa. It's not playing good. You don't play good, sit in lane longer than you should and die repeatedly. It's happened multiple times, though. It's not just like, oh, it's a one-time thing. It happened multiple times, though. And that dive they did in game 2 or 3 where Fudge should be tanking up the turret, Blabber dies first, and then they give over an advance to TSM. He's playing bad.
I love Paulo's comment. I love it.
Oliver?
Hooney, K4 Paulo? Is that Oliver? No. Hooney will fail at TSM and land on C9 with Perkz. That is the flow of Hooney. Yes. This dude fails upward better than anyone I've ever seen in my life. This dude is inting Academy games and landing on TSM. I don't understand.
Yeah.
We have people telling us he played good on EG in the playoffs for the LCS 2020 Summer Spell. I'm like, okay, good. My congrats.
See, again,
all right. Let's move away from the fact that Hooney is shit because I feel like we have literally
okay, that was Kofta. That was him.
Full circle. Hooney's shit. TSM is shit. We're done with that. With
Cloud9, it's just what I want to point out is like there's nothing wrong with admitting Fudge is playing badly. I don't know where that comes from though. You can admit he's playing badly. With any other player in any other team, it would be perfectly fine to admit that. But with Cloud9 and Fudge, it's like, oh, we can't say he's playing bad because it's Cloud9. No.
It's the same thing. Like, if we're going by the fans, then, I mean, you can't say anything bad about TSM to any TSM fans. You can't say that...
better than Zen. It's like, okay, I mean...
You can't say that Armor wasn't the entire reason that Team Liquid lost a few games. You can't say that Perkz is you can't say these things to the fan base. About the only fan base that you can actually talk to right now is 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses, because their fan bases are like, yo.
I don't see the sentiment, at least on Reddit, that criticizing Fudge is not okay. I think it's a very fair point. I think that he is. I disagree with some of the criticism. I don't think he's playing that poorly in lane. Most of the matchups that I see, it's like, yeah, that's understandable. If you're in a losing matchup, being down 15 CS is fine. Mm-hmm. I think what's surprising to me is his the point where he shined the most in Academy was his team fighting and his mechanics on some of these champions in the team fight. And to see him perform poorly in the team fight is a little surprising. Now, I don't know, Nightwing, can you play that video that I linked?
Yes, sir. I'll do it right now. Also, if you guys are watching the stream, please make sure you give the stream a like. I don't want to know what TurboTax is when I'm talking about League of Legends YouTube. Thank you. TurboTax for League. I'll take it. Okay. Right here. I'm going to play it right now. Share screen.
Yeah, it's linked to the right second, I'm pretty sure.
If you guys are watching this live, make sure you like the stream. Greatly helps out. Thank you. So right here, exactly at this moment.
1288 or whatever. It should be at
2128.
Yeah, no, that's the right one. Just wait for the replay.
It should be right at the Rift Herald.
Okay.
Oh no, this is not right.
It hits the replay, but no, I know which one you're referring to, with where he's just diddling around on Aatrox, basically doing nothing, and then he's in mid, and he gets caught, and then he continues to diddle around it. Yeah.
Go to 1420.
Got you. 14, 15 right there. Play
that.
Okay, so
all right, so watch Aatrox here, right? Look at this flank angle he has. And he just dashes instead of taking the blast cone, wasting his dash. I'm like now what is he doing? He could have literally gotten on top of Spica there that entire fight. Like, you can go back and watch it slow motion, especially when Perkz goes up to gold card. That's when you engage. Like, that is the most
Did
obvious.
he ult before? Did he ult before he actually went over? That would
Yeah, that's fine. I think ulting before he goes over is fine. But he needs to get over right away. Like, use the blast cone to get over and then dash onto Spica. If you get focused,
the same problem with Fudge is the same problem that I have.
Look at this. Look at Fudge's route, by the way.
Oh God,
it's so bad. So he doesn't see the ward being placed. Fine. He needs to go now. Now. Like, Blabber's in there, dude. Why are you dashing over too? Like, use your.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure he queued over rather than. I don't think he dashed there, but either way, should he have gone earlier? Yes. To be fair, I think he actually auto reset. I'll have to rewatch that there. I'm not saying that he didn't fuck up. What I'm saying is, I think what he fucked up on is it feels like he's a beat behind the rest of the team. It feels like
with it at all.
Yeah, and honestly, I get that. We see it with every single academy player who comes in. They are all playing on a different tempo. Anyone who says that academy and LCS play at the exact same speed and the exact same tempo is fucking out of their mind. LCS is so much faster than academy. I don't have to rewatch any academy shit in slow motion to figure out what the fuck's going on and see where like the minutia and the micro plays are happening. That never happens in academy. It's so just in your face all the time. So I feel like Fudge.
I feel like even a black level player could see that flank is like a really good flank. Like,
no,
I don't.
It's not that he didn't see it. I think he just fucked up the auto. I think he went to go because it looked like his Aatrox turned, which is normally what ends up happening, to try and hit the blast cone. I think he fucking auto canceled. And by that point, he like panicked, and then he basically just tried to jump in through any way.
I would have just for me, I would have just ulted, dashed ulted over any that direction. Just like the blast cone would have helped. I agree, but it's like he took a bad path. Yeah, he took a way bad path. He went all the way around. It was
well, maybe he thought that the fight wasn't going to actually happen.
It's true.
I still think that taking the blast cone and then dashing lets you cover more distance, which lets you get.
Sure.
But anyways, I think the main point is I don't understand why he's so hesitant, because I see it in every team fight now. The only team fight where he did really well was.
I'm sorry. You didn't expect a academy player, given his first
played in Oceanic, dude.
Top 3 team. No, but Oceanic is basically like academy. No.
Oh my god.
But that's not. I don't know. I've seen rookies like Licorice come up, and they've just popped off right away.
But didn't you hear with Fudge is different though? Because Fudge was MVP of Oceania. He was on Mammoth. He won a split. Then went to Worlds. So it's like he's been on Worlds before. Like people just forgot he was at Worlds before. Like this is not like a rookie player.
I don't agree with that as an excuse to not to be like this guy isn't a true rookie. I don't think he's.
So you're on a team with Blabber, with fucking Perkz, with Vulcan and Sven, and you don't feel the least bit intimidated.
You can feel intimidated. That's fine. But my point is C9 has never produced a player that is overwhelmed by the pressure.
I don't think he will be. I think just right now.
Yeah,
I don't know anyone
right now, right? That's what you're saying. Like, he's intimidated by the stage.
I just don't think that there is a single person that we could possibly throw. I don't think there's a single academy or player who is of Fudge's caliber that you throw in this situation who doesn't either hesitate or feel a little bit intimidated on the roster whatsoever. Is that an excuse? No. I think he is by far the weakest member of the entire Cloud9 roster, even with Perkz fucking up in lane, which sure, that's a thing that happens now. But that doesn't mean that he's going to, in the same way that we give, props to FlyQuest, and we're all in agreement that Dignitas could potentially get their shit together. I think that it is only a matter of time before the entire roster gels together, and we start getting the results that we were initially anticipating, which is Cloud9 basically pulling the G2, but for NA. I think the number of times that he fucks up is far outweighed by the number of times that he's right in the thick of things and generally right where he needs to be.
He did have a really good communal game. He did have a
very he's had some really good standout games, and yes,
that shows you he's at least not shit. That's a good thing, though. Like when a player shows they're not bad, it's just like it could be.
I'm not really to put him in the same tier as Hooney or Lost or Zardoz.
We should have just a tier of TSM players.
Now I'm not ready to put him in the same category as that. I think
I want him to be like eventually able to compete with players like Alfari. That's why I'm criticizing him. I don't think that he's ever going to be like.
I think he'll get there, but then again, I
just think it's surprising. I think it's uncanny for C9 standards because we've never seen this, at least as far as I remember, from C9 player besides Bunny Fufu. Like that's the last. I'd have to go back that far to remember a player that came in for C9 and was hesitant. Maybe they weren't as good. Like Bunny Fufu wasn't excellent of a player, but like C9 has always been like, okay, the rookies that come up instantly succeed or instantly really good or instantly popping off. And it's an unrealistic expectation, but this is the first time I've seen a rookie come from C9 that's like, wow, wait, you need to improve. There needs to be some major work done here before you are able to compete, be a top 3 top laner in NA.
There.
But for Cloud9, looking at just them beating TSM, I think it's reasonable to say, as we move on to the next team, because I want to talk about Perkz later separately, because that's another other thing.
Yeah.
100 Thieves really have surprised. My only issue going in, as you guys already know, I was like, okay, I don't want no recency bias that they're them peaking like one moment and they just suck the next minute. No, they're playing really well. They are playing really well.
I was really nervous originally when they migrated all the players, not for 100 Thieves, but for the players. Because I really thought that they had something amazing built on Golden Guardians, and I thought a lot of that had to do with the coaching staff and the behind the scenes work that Golden Guardians had done. As it turns out, Closer is just a gigabrain super genius of the world.
To me, he was the best jungler in the LCS last year.
His pathing is so fucking brilliant, man. Even he is the only jungler that I can remember that enables Someday on that team. Since 100 Thieves has had him, he is the only jungler that allows Someday to shine without the rest of the map just completely falling apart. And it's so beautiful to see, dude. To
be fair, when you have a top 3 support and top 3 ADC, it does make things a lot easier.
FBI and Hoopy can play both the weak side and the strong side.
What's so crazy to me is 100 Thieves drafted Hoopy as their mid laner in 2018. Now he's their support. That's really crazy.
He's playing so well. He's playing so
really well. Even that game they lost against CLG, they really could have won that game though. That was very much in their favor. He just ran in too fast as a set. Man was going like 90 miles an hour on set, just trying to kill CLG. So it was like, what? They gotta calm down. But at least now it's good. We have FBI, Tactical, Zen, pretty solid ADCs in the LCS, and I'm glad 100 Thieves, at least for 100 Thieves fans, finally have an LCS roster that's like, all right, so we're not competing for 6th place every split now.
Yeah, and someday, I really want to see this team at Worlds. I really
do, because Someday and Alfari look like the best top players in the LCS right now.
Oh yeah,
Demonte's also not been too bad himself. Demonte, really good actually. Surprisingly,
I'm just gonna say this though: if Jensen, Power of Evil, and Perkz can't mid-gap the shit out of Demonte, they're not able to retain their title as top 3. Demonte is good and passable, and I think versus the mid laners that he's gone up against, you know what, he's at least gone even, but
I wouldn't expect Power of Evil though. I don't think Power of Evil can do that because he doesn't have a jungler like Closer.
I think it's
fair, but if 1v1,
just
Demonte
Demonte's never a 1v1 though. But yeah. Mid his supports are coming and fucking up your day. And
I get it.
What's up, Statsin? How you doing, man? Demonte is the American hero. Holy crap!
The last man standing.
What's up, Ziak? How you doing, man? Oh my!
mean
For
you mean
100 Thieves, I'm so glad. I hate when teams do well one patch and then suck the next. It happens every year, every split, every region. I'm glad for once. Sometimes I'm probably not remembering other
no,
teams.
because when the meta changes this time, everyone's going to suck ass.
But outside of that, another better team popped up, which was Team Liquid. Team Liquid might be the best team right now. C9 fans are punching the air right now. No.
On paper, I would agree. In practice,
unless Perkz somehow, I mean, like Perkz needs to become Perkz again, like before we can even have a discussion on who might.
Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. I think EG might have a chance of taking it.
You think because Santorin isn't fully inundated? Is that
I mean,
why? Because that's a reasonable take.
Okay, so let's go with EG first. Because I think, like, Svenskeren, do you guys think is better than Santorin? I think Svenskeren is just better than Santorin, but I don't think Santorin's a bad jungler, though.
Santorin's good. I think, okay, so here's basically my reasoning. Alphari is at least neutralized by Impact. While I don't necessarily think that Impact has equal footing in terms of Alphari's there, he can at least keep him at least stay even, and I'm fairly certain that Impact and Alphari are going to be, back and forth a lot more there.
I agree that neither team is going to play around top, so I agree with you.
Santorin, he wasn't looking great. Better than Armeo, but that's a really low bar to be setting.
Wait, you don't think Santorin was good in the summer?
But Santorin did come in when TL already established their wins already on. Like, he did come in at a moment where it didn't really matter, honestly. So, I want to judge him when he gets the semifinals this week, though, because he came in when they already had their wins, though. Like, it's hard to...
I never like when a player who is supposed to basically turn the entire team from, top 3 into, like, undisputed top team when they come in and they're not, coming in hot. I do personally prefer to see that. Core JJ is still... The biggest gap I see between Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid is Ignore and Core JJ.
It's just Core JJ gap. It's just the gap of Core JJ.
Marianne Tactical, honestly, I feel has been kind of getting the Stixay syndrome as of late. It feels like Core JJ is doing substantially. It feels like Vulcan and Core JJ are making Tactical and Sven look like.
I don't know, man.
You're just talking about a role gap right now. I understand support is OP, but I still think Tactical and Sven are playing at a.
I think Sven is just playing good on his own, honestly.
I think Tactical is up there too.
I don't put Tactical. Sven feels, when I'm watching Sven, I feel like he can just 1v9 the map. Like when Sven is going off, I'm just watching it and I'm just like, all right, it's over, guys. It's over. I've never really felt the same way about Tactical.
Yes, but you also believe that because Perkz is underperforming, though, because that's my point. It's that Tactical is doing the same shit. It's just he has Jensen also popping off with him, like every one of these games.
Okay.
So, like, Perkz just seems to be
psychology. There you go. That's where you get him at. All right.
Right now, it seems like Sven is just Sven was against Lost, so let's just put that out there. He's gonna look really good when he's against Lost, but I think that I think the Tactical's doing pretty much the same thing in lane, at least.
I just don't. Okay, so definitely in Tactical, there's a gap there, but I don't necessarily call it a game-ending gap. It's Core JJ and Jensen for me that swing the tide, and it just comes down to, on paper, Team Liquid should win. But it's just the way that they're playing right now. Evil Geniuses, they got something, and it's working a lot fucking better than people are really, I feel like, even expecting.
Is it a 3-game series? It's still a 3-game series, right?
It's still a 3-game series. I expect it to be
for the next one for semis. It's best of 5.
I expect it to be a Team Liquid.
Yeah, it was only just best of 3 for the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
I was gonna make a joke. If it's a 3-game series, it's gonna be a 3-0. But series, I'm gonna predict a 3-0.
I would expect a EG to take 1 game and then TL to win with 2. And I expect Team Liquid to win just based on paper. They're supposed to be better, but I can't for the life of me.
I think just said it's a 5-game series though.
For the semis. For semis, it's 5 games.
Semis in 5 games. Or no,
Yeah, best of 5.
Semi is 5 games. You're right. Yeah. I was thinking quarterfinals.
You almost
Yeah.
lost me there. I was like,
So are you predicting 3-1 or 3-2?
I want to say 3-2, but my heart says 3-1.
All right, guys, time to predict the matches. So, as we just got over the quarterfinals,
no,
semifinals.
No, please no.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty confident in the 3-0 prediction. I could see them maybe sneaking a game with insane ignore plays that only crazy ass ignore can perform.
All right, as you guys know, the LCS 2021 lock-in tournament semifinals kick off this weekend. First matchup is 100 Thieves versus Cloud9, and Evil Geniuses versus Team Liquid. Now, I'm being completely honest here. As you guys know, I am not biased towards Cloud9, even though I love them in G2. It's a good shot 100 Thieves beat the shit out of these guys. Just saying. Just saying. 100 Thieves might just take their large dildo that Nature gave them and shove it up Cloud9's ass. Just saying.
I hope not. That would be really disappointing. But
I don't think there's a world in which Cloud9's bot lane loses.
Yeah, to FBI and
I don't think there's a world where Perkz and Blabber hard lose every single time to Closer and DeMonte. It's closer than I want to admit.
Pun intended.
But the only gap that I see is Someday definitely has the potential to just dick on Fudge. But
yeah, the gap in top lane is like Someday against Fudge. They're gonna have to send a lot of resources top lane for that.
No, if that happens, then I think C9 wins. If they send resources to Someday, then C9 wins because bot gap. But I think that what's gonna happen is both fucking teams are gonna play around bot. And it's gonna be about which mid laner can enable bot lane more. And I'm so fucking scared because that's Tanner times shit. Okay, like this dude just plays to shove, gives up CS, and just roams bot. Every fucking time.
Is literally a discount Niski.
Yeah, actually. And so I'm very scared because Perkz needs to be Perkz. And if he's Perkz, then obviously C9 win. But I haven't seen him in a long time.
No, I agree, Sin. If DeMonte gets TF game 1 and they play a bot lane focused comp for game 1, 100 Thieves probably taking game 1. Now, to be fair, I'm not trying to say C9 is just going to outright lose. I just wouldn't have people be like, oh my god, well, C9 is just outright going to win after that amazing quarterfinals against TSM. No. These definitely have a good shot at winning. They have a better top laner.
Really
top lane, like, it's a super hard diff right now because we saw what Someday did to Niles when he tried to counterpick him, though they did send resources. Top lane, Niles wasn't winning on a counterpick. He was just doing okay. You know,
here's the one thing that I will say. Reignover at least is a substantially better, like Reignover and Mythi's drafts have been substantially better than Irino and Choo Choo. So I feel like we'll never have a situation where Fudge is literally getting hard counterpicked against Someday. And even if that situation did run into Someday, I don't feel like it benefits from having someone like Quinn in their hands. I don't think that's the kind of impact that Someday.
Nah, he's going to be on Renekton duty.
He's going to be on it's going to be, what am I saying? It's going to be Renekton, Gragas every game until both are banned, and then they're going to go to Camille and Irelia, and then when those are banned, they're going to go to I don't know, Aatrox and the Flex Lilia top. I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah, I swear to God, these top laners picks Aatrox though, just arrest them in real life. Like, I'm so tired of seeing
Aatrox in 2021. and nah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Those
Honestly,
two champions
this is like the order. In 2019 it was Aatrox, in 2020 it was Renekton, and in 2021 it's gonna be Nah.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
I'm just so tired of it. It's like the crutch pick into everything, but not good into anything.
But the issue here is, like, in this matchup for this best of 5, I think the biggest matchup is the junglers, because Blabber has stood out to me really well for the tournament, and so has Closer. I think it's going to be, depending on whatever jungler prioritizes which side of the map faster or the strong point of the map.
It's going to feel so, honestly, game 1's going to be so telling.
I know best of 5 won't matter later on, but this might be a great best of 5 we're looking at right here. This is actually looks
okay.
pretty
I'm just going to say this: game 1 is going to be is going to determine for me exactly how close the series is going to be. If Closer is able to keep up with Blabber on equal-footed champions, then I would actually say 100 Thieves has a better chance. But frankly speaking, Blabber, it's kind of disgusting. While Closer has really unique and creative pathings, Blabber's fucking fast. He is clearing shit substantially faster than he has any right to. And it is Blabber's clear speed. Blabber's just standard clear speeds on champions is dumb. Like, he is finishing his paths generally what feels like 10-20 seconds faster than most other junglers that I see follow the same path.
But then, like, Closer could take Olaf, be 0-3, and still take over a game. That's why it's so good for this matchup. The junglers are the all-stars for this matchup right now.
But I feel like the games where Olaf has popped off are the games where we don't see a whole lot of crowd control things to and burst and things to deal with Olaf. I feel like Olaf kind of drops off as soon as the team, if they draft Olaf early, which you kind of need to do, the other team just drafts a shit ton of bursty champions and we see Olaf get 100-0 as he's like, I'm gonna run for, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. I still think Olaf is kind of OP in this meta because the bursty champions are not really in the meta besides the ADCs. Like, the mid laners are not playing high bursts. Yeah, they're playing like TF and Galio and
Bro, remember when people said they're gonna be assassins in the mid lane? I was like, no. You're back to Orianna Syndra duties here. Ain't no assassins coming back, bro.
I hope
Yone is viable. Yone is like the only assassin.
Yeah.
But I think that Olaf is still really strong in both of their hands. I think it's gonna get banned for sure on red side every single game that they play. But
I'm expecting the Nidalee Graves counter matchup like every single fucking game, to be honest.
Yeah, I actually think that it's going to be jungle. The jungle diff is going to be on Closure side personally. I think that he has a mid laner that he is synergized with over the course of a year and a half, and that's going to be the difference maker because unless Perkz can be Perkz, as I keep saying, like it's not going to be a 1v1 in the jungle. Like Demonte
I think Cloud9 will win the bot lane, though. I think Cloud9 win bot lane because FBI to me are just weaker than Sven and Vulcan, but not by a lot, though. But it's enough to make a difference, though.
How do they? But they can't translate the bot lane pressure without their jungler also being enabled, and that's my issue because I think that what's going to happen is if their jungle also falls behind, it's doomed because they don't have dragon control at that point. And I just think that if mid jungle is stronger for 100 Thieves, then there is no win con for C9 because even if their bot lane gets ahead, there's no ability to translate that bot lane pressure unless your jungler is also ahead. That's how you get jungle and support to come mid and then help the mid laner get ahead, and then you snowball the game through mid bot pressure and get dragons and all that. But I don't think that's going to happen unless Perkz can be better than Demonte by a significant margin. So we'll see.
We will.
What you got the predictions?
3-2 actually. This one's gonna be really close.
This is gonna be really close. I'm saying 3-2 Cloud9. 3-1. He's doubling.
3-1.
Now let's go. 3-1.
3-1, but honestly 3-1, but I'm not sure which way it kind of swings. I want to say 3-1 Cloud9, but unfortunately I can't count. I just like watching them. I feel like whoever gets the tempo lead is just gonna just take off.
Like,
I don't know why I think this, dude. I think C9's going to reverse sweep. I think it's just like a Perkz thing. When his back's against
let's be honest here. They have Perkz is clutch. If we know anything about the fives in EU, Perkz is clutch. But to be fair, if 100 Thieves win this, I'm not surprised. 100 Thieves look really good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not like, oh, you lost to Immortals, scrap the whole roster, bring in a bunch of Turkish players. No. Okay, it's okay to lose to 100 Thieves. But now we have the more interesting matchup. Evil Geniuses versus Team Liquid. Hey, this is a good one. We have a good semifinal schedule here. Evil Geniuses look really solid, actually.
I think
they just got paired against the wrong opponent.
I feel like we touched on this. But... Yeah, I feel like we kind of explained this already, where it's basically like, if Team Liquid comes to play and every one of their roles are, playing at 80-90% capacity, there's no reason that they should lose. There is no world where they should lose. The only way that Evil Geniuses wins is if Santorian hasn't fully integrated with the team, and so they're like, kind of lagging behind a little bit, and they're able to just absolutely stomp.
It has to be such a massive jungle gap that somehow mid, top, and bot gap are not supposed to.
And Aaron basically has to make Santorin
Do you
look
guys think
like
right
he's
now,
another Blake.
do you guys think
That's
right now
basically what he has to
Impact
do.
can hold on to? Do you guys think right now Impact can definitely hold off Alfari? By
Oh,
how
100%.
Hold off, fine, but he's
Yeah.
not going to win the lane. And,
No.
Yeah,
and if top doesn't win lane, which lane is supposed to win?
Jizuka's been doing pretty well so far.
He's not going to win against Jensen.
Let's be
Here's basically the problem. At the very best, every single one of EG's roles will go even with their counterparts. That is their best case scenario. Anyone who's like, oh man, Core JJ and Tactical are going to
lose.
are going to lose.
I just think that scenario is literally impossible. Like, I don't think that they're going to go even in lanes. In what world is Core JJ not going to win lane with Tactical? It makes no sense. But we'll see. I just think that it's
a world where Core
probably
JJ decides that where Core JJ is like, you know what? I'm going on strike. Y'all need to like fucking
Pay me
step
more
up.
money.
You guys need to carry me for a change. Like get off your high horses, you know.
I think, and I personally, this is the only controversial opinion, but I think that Santorin is better than Svenskeren personally. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a very, very clear 3.
Time to kick you, dude. Yeah. You had one episode I'm paying you for. I'm just what? What the fuck?
Wait.
Okay.
I'm not getting paid shit. What the fuck?
Hold on. He's not wrong. Like, okay, just straight up, Santorin top, like the top level of Santorin's play versus the top level of Svenskeren's play. Yeah, Santorin should be better. The problem is we haven't really seen top level Santorin
yet.
Yeah,
and
I just think that he's better for this team than Svenskeren is for his team. Because I just don't think that. I think Santorin is just such a perfect fit for this team. He's literally the beta jungler that works. That's the way I would call Santorin. Like he isn't the guy that engages every fight. He's the guy that outpats the enemy jungler, cucks him at every fucking buff, and then he's the old Xmithy, but just better. That's the way I describe Santorin. He just pats in such an efficient way that.
And we all know what Xmithy did for Team Liquid. Yeah. No, I agree. I like Santorin.
But 4 championships. Wait.
I hope it's closer than that. I really hope that Team Liquid, because they're, frankly speaking, if it's a easy 3-0 versus EG, Team Liquid's probably going to win the entire thing. Just,
I think they are. I think that right now that they're the clear favorites. The only chance that anyone has of beating them is if Perkz becomes Perkz. That's the only chance. We'll
see.
Yeah,
we will see.
Team Liquid Cloud9 finals. That's what you guys are predicting. Hey,
unfortunately,
if EG upset Team Liquid, I want to see you guys come back here next week and just.
I hope.
I hope.
Fucking love that. Honestly, EG versus 100 Thieves for the finals.
All right, what are we betting?
That would be amazing.
Wait, do I have you guys on Facebook? Here. I'm gonna be generous. We'll do $5 bets to start small.
Please no.
Okay.
I don't have money.
I meant Norsos. You have to like claim and.
I have my pick'ems.
I have my pick'ems.
That's my.
How about the loser has to get EG jersey and wear it for one of the streams?
You know what? I'll even do that because I could actually buy one. I'm gonna bet EG win 3-2.
Wait, but the winner.
Win.
Or is it better if the winner gets gifted a C9 jersey? Because I feel like we're all C9 fans. So
Blue, I already got the T1 fan. Blue owes us all T1 jerseys.
You think I got money? I'm the brokest person ever.
Let's jump over to like the LPL and LCK.
All right. So the last guy to talk about.
I do have work tomorrow, so I have to leave in 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. So just to cover Perkz super quickly, just really quickly. He needs more time to gel. Like I can see where it's happening, but it's just not. It's just something wrong there. Like I think he's playing individually okay.
Yeah,
needs more time. That's pretty much it for me.
Perkz is not used to the fact that NA has a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton of people who really like stuff that you point and click, and they
It's like Malzahar. Remember, Pobo for one finals with Malzahar. These
Dude,
Oh, bros.
this dude played LeBlanc against RNG and smurfed on them. That is not. Dude, like something's very wrong, and I think it has something to do with LA food. Okay, that's where I'm going with this angle.
LA food, I like that.
Yeah, no, I have a jersey collection.
Listen, there is something in the Korean barbecues in LA that is just fucking with all of these imports. I swear to God. I would understand if somehow they were not gelling on team fights and Perkz was engaging at the wrong angles, like Fudge. Fine. Understandable. You need to gel with the team. He's losing lane to Power of Evil every single game.
But to be fair, like Power of Evil is on his level, quote unquote. If he's one of the top 3 mids in the LCS, though.
Okay, no, but that's how that is. If that's where we're putting Perkz now, that's a very different. That is a very different bar that than when he came in. Like we were saying that this guy was like, if you had a Madden ranking, he would be the 99, right?
Yeah,
and then Jensen would be like a 95. Like that's where that's like the level we were putting in. Like he is so clearly above. He's like Caps level.
He is supposed to be
the Western GOAT, right?
Yeah,
like
100%.
So if he is now a Power of Evil level, like even that is a major downgrade. Something happened entirely wrong. He's losing a lane on Yon. He doesn't know how to engage fights with them. He's getting caught out. So it's not just a team thing. There's something going on where I think that he is trying. This is just my take. I have no evidence to prove it. I personally think that he's trying to fix the team as a whole internally and make them kind of understand the way that he wants to play the game. And I think there's a major synergy issue between him and Blabber. That's my biggest takeaway from what's happening, because I think that Perkz does need some level of jungle support to play champions like TF into Lucian. Like TF is going to smurf on Lucian once he gets to level 6, but not if he's down 15 CS and constantly getting pressured because of an item disadvantage, using up his TP just to get back to lane. Like you need to relieve some of that pressure mid. And that's what he's used to with Jankos. Blabber is not used to playing through mid. Like I think that that's like the biggest change that needs to be adapted to. Blabber needs to learn how to play around Perkz, and Perkz needs to learn how to play Niski style, which he's doing at a subpar level right now. They're putting him on Galio and TF and making him be Niski, but it's not working. That's like the biggest takeaway.
Well, it's working, but it's just not working at the level that. And to be honest, I think that Akali game, we were, while it wasn't clean, it wasn't clean by any stretch of the imagination. We were seeing what I would call the Perkz effect, which is teams recognizing that you have to play perfectly, or this Akali is just going to shit all over your day. And so, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Once the synergy issues maybe get worked out, we might see them better. I don't expect, if it's a C9 versus TL finals, I don't expect, unless Perk just magically shows up and styles, I don't expect to see Team Liquid dropping the tournament. But I can hope.
I just have hope. But now, guys, time to move on.
Yeah, I will say just to Oliver, I personally disagree with the take that Perkz' laning is not top tier. Like if you watch G2 games, like when he was the mid laner, this dude
he played well. Actually, he played.
This dude was capping Larson, bro. Like
he had those amazing Rumble games. I was like, these guys are actually insanely good. Unless he
was smurfing in lane, he was smurfing in team fights. He would again, like this dude solo carried them past RNG. Like he is better than Larson. What do you mean?
Okay. I'm going to give you a tip. As a seasoned Twitch streamer, as a seasoned cam girl,
cam girl.
Seasoned cam girl. What? Wait, in 2002?
Wait, but that's such a delusional take, dude.
Don't engage with the chat. They feed and fuel themselves off of
I'm gonna pull the I will dominate angle where I instead just flame the chat.
No, leave Oliver alone. Leave Oliver alone. Oliver, I got your back. You know what?
So how on absolutely getting shit on by DW? No.
Oh my god. All right, Blue, you're here for the LCK and the LPL. So okay, so guys, I've been watching the LPL, as you guys know. Looks insanely good. I feel bad for every other region outside of maybe the LCK. Like Doinby has a hot wife and love hearing her cheer. And when she cheers, I get rock solid hard.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Weird Sam takes in the chat. Please.
I was really shocked that Darmon's loss.
I was really
this
shocked
week.
at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something after lost to Fred at Brion, which is probably the weakest team in the LCK, and they didn't look good into them at all. That was quite scary to watch, actually.
Yeah, no, I was honestly expecting that to be an absolute fucking stomp.
Yeah, I think everyone was.
Yeah, and whether that more says that we underestimated Fredit or maybe overestimated DWG, it's really tough to say.
I think it was more of exposing Darmon's weaknesses. Like, they don't seem as like an indomitable war as last year. Like this year, I think there are some fundamental weaknesses within the team that can be exposed, and I don't know if they will win the split because of it.
Yeah, and versus Gen G, even
I'm
when
ordering a Damwon jersey from China, and they will win.
Okay.
I will order an FPX jersey too if they win, because I did have jerseys for my collection. I have an addiction. Leave me alone.
Dude, Phoenix is not the world's theme song this time. They ain't gonna win. It's
so in terms of like EDG has surprised me. IG look okay. IG don't have Ning anymore. Thank the gods. God, the new drummer looks so much better. Wink and Baolong look way better than Puff and Southwind. That's like IG look better, and that's a good thing. And I want to see how they
coin flip though. They're still the coin flip.
Still the coin flip. You can take the IG out of IG, but they will still be a heads or tail team. Like, I don't know how they've managed to constantly draft players who are so hot and cold. Like,
the ceilings are so high. It's like
yeah.
It's like man.
Look at the statistics of the players, and like when their scouts are just like going through all the rosters, they go for the player with the highest ceiling. Even if they're rock fucking bottom 50% of the time, they're like, guys, their ceiling is the fucking CN Tower. I'm Canadian. So that's the one that I get to make. All right?
Their ceiling is prime minister level.
Exactly. So we got to pick these guys up. They're fucking insane, and that I feel like that's how they pick their entire roster. They just
Isn't it like Chinese teams have like 5 backups for every role or something? So it doesn't matter if they miss because they have 4 other people to pick. I don't know.
There's a very large academy. The academy in China is very large. So they usually just pick up academy players if anything ever happens.
So then it makes sense to go for the highest ceiling players, because if you pick 3 CN towers or whatever the fuck that is, you're one of them. Work out.
The problem with LPL though is the skill ceiling is so high for like every game that you watch. It feels like every single role can just pop off and take over the game. It's such a different experience from watching LCS. Watching LPL games and then watching LCS, it makes me feel like LCS is Clown Fiesta 90% of the time. It's kind of bad, actually. Like the skill ceilings on their top teams, even teams like Royal Never Give Up and FunPlus, who admittedly haven't looked maybe as indomitable as WE and EDG, it's still so impressive to watch how they manage both micro and macro and just their team fights and how they basically just take over the map after a single team fight. It's terrifying.
Hanwha life looks good. Hanwha great.
We're swapping between these regions like back and forth.
Are we talking about LPL or LCK?
I don't know.
In terms of both, I mean, I was going bouncing off both, but it's just okay. So let's start with the LCK. So right now the LCK, from watching them, it doesn't look good per se. Like, you have KT Roaster beating T1. Come on, like, you want to have Gumashi?
You're scaring me, guys.
Gumashi? What's Gumashi?
Gumayushi. Okay, so Gumayushi is the name, but his nickname is Guma Uzi because he plays
Guma Uzi.
Actually, apparently,
that guy's insane, man.
Someone made an AI
that put every single challenger player in it, basically, and they were trying to find out who the best player in the world was. And Gumer Yushi's Smurf account came up as the best account in the world.
Dude, the guy is mechanically scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
those
I
Vayne
can
mechanics.
100%.
Those Vayne
Dude,
mechanics,
That
God.
game 1, Vayne is not supposed to be like. No. Kaisa is the broken champion. You don't get to pick Vayne and make it work. You pick Vayne as like a this is so funny. Like
He's
lol.
ruining my solo queue experience. Now everyone's picking Vayne.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. So, like, what about the whole Faker closer situation? Their subs in the roster, Kana. It's just, oh my god. it's
Okay,
not a
so
problem.
T1 is basically it's not a problem. T1 is going for the 10-man roster. They said that at the start. They
Yeah.
said that's exactly what they're going for. I still don't like it. I fucking hate 10-man rosters. I think it's absolutely fucking insane to think that you can build up a roster of 10 players with equal play experience and be able to just swap them out as see fit and use them to build on top of each other. It's insane. The mental mind games that you have to come to the conclusion that somehow that is good. Things that I do like: not letting Faker take over games even when you could potentially guarantee a series just by throwing him in for one game.
True. They've been sticking to the same.
They've been sticking to the same rosters, and I 100% like that. Things I don't like: the fact that they have 3 junglers.
Oh no! Yes.
I really don't.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's the
Dude.
T1 doesn't have a good jungle. Like they keep swapping because they can't find who works. It's really something else.
I think a huge part is they don't want to divorce from Faker, but they want to.
To be fair, Faker is like the entire T1 brand, and to
Yeah.
also be fair, I don't get why he's not irrelevant anymore. He shouldn't be relevant. He should have been gone years ago, and yet he just keeps rearing his head in every game that I watch him. I'm like, why is he still good? Why is he still
Actually,
competitive?
Like, consistently, like, still the 3rd, 4th best mid laner. Still, it's crazy.
Is he
He's still pretty
smurfing on
solid.
everyone like he was? No, but
No,
apparently,
no.
like lower bracket Faker is just like top 3, top 5 Korean mid, and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
This man is just straight up God. I told people in the future, remember, this man has 3 world championships. I don't care if people consider it past world championships. The standard is 3, and most people barely have 1. So we're not getting past that for a very long time. I'm just saying, though. This man is like, I personally would have liked him to retire last year because he had Bjergsen, Double Lift, all retiring, all the legends retiring. But no, Faker's like, I like millions. I like millions of dollars. Keep playing.
Why does he have that accent? What?
Okay, the fact
He's
that
Asian.
yeah, that's actually good. That's pretty bad. The fact that he's still playing against top tier mid laners, and Closer is still not looking like convincingly their best mid laner, when Closer is a mechanical.
Closer has showed some really cool stuff.
Yeah, he has. But the fact that like Faker is still in contention for his mid lane spot is just what the fuck, dude. No, stop it.
I like that.
Yeah.
What they've been doing is it seems like they bring Faker in occasionally, but they're slowly putting him out because obviously they know that he hasn't got as much time as some of the rookie players. So I think they're trying to phase him into more of a coaching role. So he like comes in, helps the team play, and then steps out, see how it works, and slowly develop it into like a coaching kind of position for Faker.
I hope that's what
You
they're
get
doing.
what I mean? Yeah, that's what I hope they're doing. I think that's what they're doing. I think that's the idea of putting him
I'm
in
calling it
occasionally.
right now. Faker and LS will be coaching them in the future together. That's gonna be crazy.
Ellis did say that whenever he wanted to, their offer for coaching was going to be available, so he can wrap up streaming whenever and join a coach.
I believe it.
Thank God.
They were
Thank God
shitting
those
on LS.
toxic- Man, dude, thank God those toxic fans didn't win. I was gonna hate T1 as an org if they let those toxic little fucking girls win.
To be fair, that's like we don't really understand it in NA because we
We're just
don't
not good at anything.
we don't necessarily have there is a cultural difference there, and when you start to understand exactly how passionate Korean fans are for League of Legends and specifically their big teams like T1, yeah, it makes NA toxicity look like fucking children kindergarten playground by
You
comparison.
don't want to see the Twitter at the end of that KT game. The Twitter was. I checked it and I'm like, no, I'm out.
Yeah. Because I'm being honest here, man. Telecom Wars haven't been good since like 2018, maybe. And I'm being really, really generous there because amazing best of 3 they played when they had the star lineup they had that amazing best of 3 in 2017. Telecom Wars have been pretty shit for a very long time. And then I like how they won and Doran just sat there. Was like, okay, cool, we beat T1. But overall, I think we had a pretty good first episode of this new series. Thank you, Coffin, for being here. He has a wife to get to. You know, he's check out his girlfriend. Hey,
I know, right?
Chads and shit.
Blue, we owe you a full hour and a bit of LPL and LCK next time. We'll start with that shit.
Yeah. We're gonna start
with
the LCK and the LPL.
I'm gonna have fucking punch cards and just be like, all right.
Okay.
In the second game of these.
Yeah, actually, Blue, you should hit me up on Discord and let me know what games I should actually be really paying attention.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, as you guys already know, these people, these 3 here, because I know I said 3 before. I can't count myself as I'm running, this thing. But as you guys hear, this is who I like to have on, and yeah, we had a pretty good time. Had some laughs, talk about some girls. We can't do that because people in League don't go out for sunlight and talk to women, so it just happens, but. Happens.
I'm allergic to the sun.
There's some socially retarded nerds in this community. I'm not gonna point people out, but I'm just saying, All right, C9. As you guys said, I'm predicting C9 to win against 100 Thieves. I'm going with EG against Team Liquid. I'm going against the grain, boys. EG is gonna clap Team Liquid. Jizuke is gonna clap Jensen. Just saying it right now.
Boy. Going for the clap. I like it.
Jizuke is going to clap Jensen. Wow.
Hot takes all over the place.
Ignar will destroy Core JJ. I promise you guys. Ignar's going to destroy that kid. Core JJ's not even good. He got lucky on Gen G when he won. Just saying. He got lucky that year. Faker collapsed in the finals. I'm just kidding, people. I'm just kidding. All right. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. Real Esports episodes are on Monday, 5:30 p.m. PST every week moving forward. And if you guys quit on me, I'll replace you with, I don't know who, Bad Opinions.
Okay.
See you guys later. Peace.
Boy,
have a good day.